Okay, we're working now. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. We had a technical issue there with the microphone not being connected to the PC for some reason. Hopefully you can hear me now. Hello everybody, welcome to this lovely sunny afternoon in the southeast of England. We're going to sit down and do some painting. I appreciate anyone who just sat through that awkwardness of a minute while I worked out what the hell was going on with my computer. It's always the way. You think things are set up and ready to go, and then as soon as you start, something breaks. So yes. Anyway, if you can hear me and anyone is out there, do let me know just by chucking something in the chat. And if you can hear a bit of music in the background, let me know if it's too loud, not loud enough. Just as a bit of background noise, that's all. And as I was trying to say, there is someone using a strimmer literally a couple of gardens down. Now I'm hoping the magic of noise cancellation is getting rid of that. But yeah, if you do hear a garden strimmer going on, let me know and I'll close the doors if needs be. Right, so today we have got these two lovely miniatures to do. So these are the final two from the Moonstone set. Now I have put a bit of paint on them already, just because I wanted to do a bit of testing. But we essentially have this gnomish airship here. Let me get that in focus for you. There we go. Little gnomish airship. Got a gnome underneath it. He's kind of pedaling on this bicycle to keep the thing afloat. And I chucked a bit of red on it just because I wanted to see what it might look like for the canvas of the balloon. And then the other one is this goblin airship, which is made from the carcass of a bloated frog. Now, I don't know if the frog's alive or dead. I'm going to assume it's dead. but who knows? The goblins, right? So I think this is the one we're going to kick off with because it looks to be the most fun. And I used a contrast paint. I actually used Militarum Green through the airbrush to just get that sort of first layer of colour down. Again, just so I could see what it might look like, and then we'll go from there. Obviously, because I used an airbrush, there is a bit of splash over everything else, but that's okay because it's easy to paint over the top of it, so it's no big deal. The trickiest thing with painting these guys is going to be I can't use my painting handle, and I'm going to have to be delicate because obviously it's stuck on a very thin stick, as you can see there. So I'm going to have to sort of paint around that and stuff like that, but should be all good. I will need some grey cere because grey cere is the contrast painter's eraser. But yeah, hope everyone's out there is okay. Yeah, that strimmer is going on in the background now. So if you thankfully can't hear the buzz of a strimmer, then lucky you, because I certainly can hear it. Now I probably could just go with contrast over the top of some of this. So I'm only gonna pick out areas where maybe I don't need to actually. Maybe just the eyes. A little bit of water to that. So I'm using these new Winsor & Newton Series 7 brushes, which I've owned for many years but never painted with them. And my goodness, am I quite glad that I took the plunge to actually start painting with them. I don't know if anyone else has this, but they're such a nice thing. Always like being, oh, I should never paint with them because they're too nice and I'll ruin them, which is a really weird way to think about things. You bought them to use them. But recently my Red Grass Games brushes kind of got to the end of life, really. I thought I'd give these a go. And they're really nice. There are little details around this sort of code that I will have to sort of re-block out with the white because they are going to be a completely different colour to green, so it just won't work. This kind of weird, it's either a tentacle or a tongue, but something's hanging out of this guy's mouth. Obviously won't look good with green because that's the colour of the rest of his body. I am tempted to put a glove on because I'm going to be handling this model quite a lot because there's no base to hold on to, as it were, so I might put a glove on just to stop any of my sweaty fingers from I think I'm going to do that. Otherwise I might strip paint off of it. Can't get it on my finger. There we go. Now when I'm holding it, not going to be the acids on my fingertips that strip the paint off. Retro Chef, hello mate. For coming in and saying hello. You okay, pal? You've been to the boot fairs today? I haven't advertised this anywhere, so I don't think anyone knows I'm live unless they happen to stumble across YouTube, so that's alright. Or either on Twitch or whatever. But yes, figured I would, everyone is occupied, so I think there's opportunities when everyone's occupied to do something, so thought I would see if I can get these last two models painted. This is the last two models from my Moonstone Collection. So if I can get these two done, that's the entire range that I own painted, and I'll be quite happy to put it on the table and have a game. I don't like playing games with unpainted miniatures, kind of just feels wrong. Oh, you're good, are you? That's good, good, good. I'm very jealous of your, even though I've never had one, and don't know if I could use one. I love the look of that laser disc thing you picked up. Laser discs look really awesome. It's a medium that completely passed me. Laser disc. Don't think I know anyone who had one or yeah, I can already see little spots where my fingers moved the paint. Like here at the top of the leg there I can see speckling, which is from the pressure from my fingers and the sweat and the acids in your fingers stripping the paint off of miniature. So I'll have to go in and do a little repair there. Same here as well, I can see it here, so a little bit annoying, but it's gonna happen. These miniatures will take a bit longer than your standard miniature, just because there's quite a lot to them and they're a little bit bigger, so. As always, get the colours blocked out, get an idea of what you want to be wearing, and then it starts to come together. This bit up here I'm probably going to do like a brown or something, so that will actually it'll go over the green quite easily. Just gonna grab a bit of tissue a sec. Let me know, Chef, I don't know if you're still there, but if you are there, let me know if you can hear me okay and there's a bit of background music. I don't want it to be too loud, but if you can't hear it at all, I'll just turn it up a little bit. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this floated frog is dead, so maybe we'll do a bit more of a... make him look a bit more deadish when we paint his eyes or whatever. He's got patches on him where they've obviously repair his body and things like that, so I think he's definitely dead. Which is nice because it means I can get some of my more putrid colours and stuff like that. I'm going to try and repair some of these bits when I come to do the highlights. I want to test the brown on that seat because let's find out whether it does cover, where it actually covers or not. I think it will do. Yeah, I think this will work. Yeah, that's cool. That works. So I can use this for the other, for the strapping as well then. Saves a bit of time because it means I haven't got to go around and re-blot it out with the grey sear. I can just go straight over the top. I can still come back and highlight if I want to. I definitely will do. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to actually getting a game of this because I've yet to play it. What's going on there? Oh damn it, I've not left this long enough. Ah, bugger. I wonder what was going on there. My base is starting to move. The base hasn't fully dried. That's a shame. What can I do here? I might put some tape down quickly just to secure this to the base, and then I should be able to handle it. Give me 2 seconds to go and grab some tape. So what's happening is I put this out in the sun to dry these bases, which is what's happening, and it was drying, but now, as you can see, it's starting to come away because I think my hand is warming up the glue and the paint, and it hasn't fully dried. So I need to secure that down. Ultimately, I'm not too fussed because if it comes away from the base, I can remount it anyway, so it's no big deal. But possibly didn't leave it long enough in the sun. Basically, I was essentially trying to rush it. I was trying to rush the drying process, but you get for trying to rush it. I just need to hold it by the stem rather than the base, that's all. Okay. That worked. No, I just need to make sure I'm holding it by the stem of the... This was always going to be a tricky problem painting miniatures. I should have mounted it on some sticks. That would have been a better thing to do. In the past, when I painted flying things, it's best to get something like a toothpick or a little yeah, just like a little piece of, well, a toothpick or at the end of a paintbrush or something that you can mount the miniature on first, and then paint it, do whatever, and then remove it and then mount it on what it's meant to be on the flight stick or whatever it's meant to go to. On these ones I thought I could get away with it, but as always you try and skip a step and that's when your problems come. So if I hadn't tried to shortcut something, I wouldn't be in this current problem. Hey ho, you live and learn, eh? Yeah, gotta get into the habit of holding the stick. I hold the stick, we'll be A-okay. Ultimately, I'm not going to cry if it falls off the stick, because I can always remount it, and even I have other flight sticks as well, so I can always get a different stick for it if it completely goes bad. What I didn't want to be doing is constantly touching the model whilst I'm painting it. Right, well that's the leather straps kind of got. I think I'm going to focus on the frog and then I'll paint the base underneath. because that way, if I need to, I can hold the frog. And I might varnish. I might even varnish, finish this bit, then varnish that, and then I can hold the frog with my hands if it's easy to then paint the underneath bit. So I might paint it as if I'm painting 2 miniatures. Paint this bit first, sort of down to here, then varnish that bit, and then come and do this bit afterwards. That'd probably make it a little bit easier to navigate the miniature. It's quite an awkward miniature to get around, if I'm honest. Okay, and what have we got? I've got a little bit. I'm gonna get the metal bits out. I'm gonna do some metal bits first. Again, this part of it is just blocking out the things that you want to be colours. So, for instance, with the metal here, I've got this kind of vent. I've got these 2 vents in the roof of the frog. I'm not worried about neatness or anything. I'm trying to be a little bit neat, but I'm not going for huge accuracy here. Let me bring this camera over a little bit. There's the trick of painting miniatures on a live stream or a video is hey Cotton Candy, you alright mate? Yeah, this is a bloated dead frog airship. Yeah. I didn't tell it's an airship. It's not my work. How are you, sir? You alright? So yeah, for the moment, just picking out the bits so that when I come back, I know what I was thinking, rather than try and do each area to the finish first time round. I much prefer to sort of block it all out, get it to what I think it's going to be, and then go back and do all my little highlights and so on and so forth. I must admit, it does feel a little bit unsteady on this stick. Painting a miniature is hard enough already, without it constantly feeling like it's wobbling and moving. Oh nice, good, thank you. Trying to get my hobby space tidy enough to working. Oh, good luck mate. Yeah, it's always nice to get your hobby area sorted, and then you feel good when you sit down and paint or build or whatever it is you're doing. Maybe I am just better holding it at the bottom there. I think it's the most awkward miniature I've had to paint. I've definitely painted quite awkward on the hands, this miniature. There's not much really to grip onto, which is why it's nice when you've got these kind of painting handles. You've got something quite solid to wrap your hand around, and it feels nice when you're painting. This doesn't have that. If I was to put it in the painting handle, the weight of the miniature would probably snap it off the post. This base is not secure enough at the moment. I'm really surprised it didn't dry out in the sun, because it's a really hot sun out there, but never mind. There's nothing really secure for you to put your hand, so your hand actually gets surprisingly tired quite quickly, like this. A little bit annoying. I bet is that other people just mounted it on like a base or something and just ripped it off the base when they were finished. Yes, everything. Pretty much everything cotton is in contrast. So, this is actually the wood color. So it's contrast wild wood, but it's over the top of the Militarum green, which I airbrushed on. So you will get some different tones in the brown, hopefully. But yeah, most of it is just the brown doing its job, right? I mean, it's pretty. The old contrast paints are pretty good at it. It means when I come back, I can highlight it up a little bit. Same with the frog. I will do. What have we got? I think I had like I've definitely got some good sort of thickly greens. Like I've got where is it? Obviously I've got Nurgle's Rot, which I might put out a bit of it in its like corners of its mouth or something. But I did have a Nurgle. I bet my son's nicked it. There's a Nurgling green. I've got a couple of putrid kind of greens here. But what I'll probably do also is run like a little bit of a purple into the crevices of the frog. Give it some bruising here and there. I'm no expert at painting bedding flesh. I don't really know what I'm doing with it, but we'll just do bits and pieces in places and then keep coming back to it and taking a look and adding or subtracting. Yeah. It's a bit like that, isn't it? Yeah. Alice Cooper, yeah. But he looked dead quite a lot, so that's, you know, that's a pretty you can achieve that won't be bad. Again, awkward to pick up this miniature, like where to pick it up from. unsteady hand holding this. It's quite annoying. I need to sort the grip out. But I'm not currently enjoying painting this. Feels like I have a lack of control. So I'm doing the light coming from directly above because it's sort of flying along in the sunshine or moonlight, whichever. Yeah, it's just when stuff's on flight sticks, that's the thing, isn't it? 'Cause you can't get a decent grip of it. I should have mounted it on something and then handle or something and then take it off afterwards. Yeah, I think that's probably gluing into lollipop sticks would be a good idea, I think. Yeah. I would definitely think that's a good way forward. Right, I do want a bit of colour in this, so I think I'm going to go with maybe because the airship's going to have a lot of reds in it, I think. This I'm going to go with blue, so I'm going to go with, because it is a bit, you know, blue team versus red team sort of thing, so I think what I'm going to do, just that sort of quilted trim around the saddle, just so it's got a little splash of colour in it. So it's, otherwise this frog bit's going to be very sort of, it's dead. Lots of dark colours. So I just want to add a little bit of colour in, just by giving it. Yeah, that's enough. Just a little bit of colour. It's not even seat trim. It's just the edging to this pay bit. Everything in Moonstone is obviously fantastical, so I don't want it to look too down in the dumps. Just a little. There you go. Just gives it a bit of an interesting edge to the sort of leather canopy thing. Not much, but it's then just all down colours, because you know you're going to be looking at from above a lot of the time. So. I would like go with a snake bite leather. We'll do this for the plasters. Tidy this up a little bit. One little stray hair on this brush which is causing me annoyance. I'm trying to give him some red eyes. They're a bit comical, but yeah, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. I'm going to hit the whole lot with a. Once that's dried, get another wash of sort of the greyish white to give them that kind of deadish look. You know, it's not horrendous. Never been good at painting eyeballs anyway, so painting giant dead frog eyes is a whole never kettle of fish. What we do when we varnish it, I'll come back in with a gloss varnish and just put a little gloss varnish in the eyes so they still look like eyeballs. They still have a bit of a glint to them, but I don't want them to look alive. I want them to look like they're dead, they've lost their glow. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Let's have a quick break, grab a drink. What do you reckon so far, guys? I'm literally going to stretch my legs for a couple of minutes. Well, it's less than a couple of minutes. I'm literally going to go over here and I'll be back in a sec. How's the headache, my friend? What a day yesterday, eh? What a day, mate. What a day. You must be absolutely buzzing. I'm currently painting up this little dude from the game called Moonstone. So it's like a big bloated inflatable frog. You notice there is a goblin underneath with a machine gun. Feeling good, mate. Well, of course you're feeling good. That's good to hear. I'm really happy, mate, for you. I'm really, it's really good. Hey, Saturn departures to Gatwick. Nice. Nice. How long is it? Is it a direct flight up to where you're going? Is it? Can't take that long, surely. Like, was it like a 2-hour flight or something? I've flown to Manchester before from London. That's so funny because you spend more time getting through the airport and getting on the plane than you do flying. Such a funny thing. I flew to Manchester for a 1-hour meeting once. They needed me to be there and pretty sharpish. So I jumped in the plane from here, landed in Manchester, did a meeting, and then flew back home again afterwards. Direct Inverness, an hour and a half. Yeah, it's very short, isn't it? Yeah, I can't remember what the Manchester. I think the Manchester flight was like 40 minutes, I think. It's really bonkers, but hey, no. Gotta do these things. It was a lot for an hour meeting. Yeah. I think I've told you before, the craziest trip I ever did for work was we were making an acquisition in Mexico, so they needed me in Mexico. They flew me out in the morning to Mexico, Mexico City this was, which was lovely because it was a business class flight to Mexico. I landed, I was escorted under arms, which is how crazy times were back then, from Mexico airport to the US Embassy, which was next to a hotel that they had me stay in. And then I got a phone call after about half an hour of being there saying we weren't going to go through with the acquisition, and when you fly back home again, we've booked you a flight for this evening. So I flew there, spent an afternoon in the hotel, I went down and used the spa and stuff like that, and then got took to an airport and flew home again. It sounds like James Bond. And it was so funny because I got back on the plane, got back into business class, so I had a lovely sleep on the plane, lovely food and everything, and just got off at the other end like nothing had happened, because you slept both ways. You actually had like a really relaxing day. But yeah, I was in Mexico City for a day. I did go back another time and spent a whole week out there, and Mexico City is a very cool place. It's a bit dodgy in places, but it's a very cool place. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend Mexico for a day. It's a long way. It's a long way for a day trip. Yeah, it's what was so funny is because for the people that live in Mexico City, it's normal. So they talk about stuff that would scare the living daylights out of us. When I went for the second time, and I was there for a whole week. And again, they put me in a hotel next to the US Embassy, so if there was any problems, blah, blah, blah. And then you get like this guide who will tell you, like, you can absolutely walk wherever you want to go, but there are certain times of the day where you can't go to certain places. They said, there's a lovely park just out of here. If you turn left and you walk a little bit, you'll find a lovely park if you want to go there. It's really, really nice. Don't... a guy in the British Embassy. I don't know why they didn't stick me anywhere near the British Embassy, but clearly they stuck me there. I don't know why. Anyway, they were like, at 7, don't be there at 7, because 7 o'clock is when the gang that runs that area comes in, and obviously they conduct their business. They have the streetwalkers out and drug dealers out and all that sort of stuff. And the police also leave that area because there's like 3 factions of the police or something in Mexico City, and they're all obviously they all run different bits. It's a very weird place, but they talk about it like it's very normal. Like, yeah, it's just what we do. So but I did get to I had lunch in a really fancy restaurant overlooking an Aztec temple, which is obviously extremely old and really cool. It's like Mexican, this sort of square place. So amazing food out there and a really cool experience. Although I found out that I slightly suffer with altitude sickness, because you don't know if you suffer from altitude sickness till you find yourself in altitude. And obviously Mexico City is a very high up city. But yeah, I wondered why I kept getting strange headaches for no reason. And it turns out a little bit of altitude. But yeah, it was hell of an experience. And I've been very lucky through my job. Jobs, because this was actually a couple of jobs ago. That I've had amazing travel and stuff. Yes, Clark, come and say hello.
Sad.
Why is it getting really sad? Okay. Tell him not to worry. Tell him don't do it then. It's okay, don't have to do it. Tell him it's okay, Dad says you don't have to do it. But you only enjoy doing it. If he's not enjoying doing it, then don't do it. Yeah, no big deal. What do you think of my frog guy? Yeah, it's like a dead frog that someone's blown up to use as an airship. Like this. Yes. Alright, everyone's up there, it's okay, alright? In a sec, you can come down, bring your stuff down there and come sit with us. Come sit with me. He's got his older brother is building a Lego set, and by the sounds of it, isn't enjoying it. So I'm like, well, if you're not enjoying it, stop doing it. You don't have to make pressure to build a Lego set. It's just Lego. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so very fortunate that I've travelled an awful lot of places with work. And also had companies take me away, which is very cool as well. I've been hosted by companies in like Vegas and San Francisco and stuff like that. Gonna shoot, mate. No, go away, mate. Go eat. Enjoy. Hopefully, flight takes off in time and you get home in a decent time, mate. Catch you later on. We have the climax of the obviously the Premiership today, so that'll be interesting to see what happens. Oh, mate. I don't think we've got any power. Then yes, that's it today then, yeah? Obviously get Clark one if he wants one. I'm quite liking this frog, but I am a little bit worried that those highlights are a little bit dark. Oh, and he dropped it. Almost want to put like a glaze or something over it. Might go for a green, bit of a green shade just to. Yeah, no worries, man. Catch you later, buddy. This will hopefully just bring the highlights together a bit so that they're not so dark. Or it could completely ruin it, but we'll find out. Right, I'm gonna let that dry for a sec, but I think it's doing what I wanted it to do. It's kind of dulling down those extreme highlights, which was the plan. Yeah, so it's having the effect I kind of wanted to get, where some of these lines were a bit too harsh. So it's kind of calmed them down a little bit. But overall, I think it's looking alright. Need to let it dry for a sec, otherwise, yeah, when I try and put paint on top, it'll all go a bit Pete Tong. But whilst that's drying, I'll have a customary tidy up. I end up getting paint pots everywhere and don't know what I'm... Still need those. I think I'm done with the greens. Some of the stuff I might have to come back to. Definitely want to run a little bit more of the white into the eyes, just to glaze them over a bit. But yes, and I think the plan will be to, when I'm happy with this, I do need a light brown, I definitely need a brown. I think I'll varnish it before I try and do the bottom half. And that way my fingers can't mess anything up. Yeah, I'm just going to try and pick out little scratches or little bumps in the leather, give it a bit of texture really. Same time I can use it as a idea. Any edges I don't like. here, all I've done is mixed a bit of a light brown into the brown that this was originally painted with, so it's still got that. Base colour. Just getting some little scratches and imperfections in the leather. I'm not doing anything clever, I'm just lightly touching it in places and drawing little squiggly lines or little I'm going to stick around the top because that's the bit that's getting the light. So. Light blue, and do the same but on this trim. It'll be tiny little lines probably. All you do is well, in my head, all I'm doing is not making it look like one flat colour. Whatever this thing is, it's got texture, it's got imperfections, it's got divots and bumps and worn bits and scratched bits. I could do warts and stuff without the white, but I don't think I can. Right. We'll dump another white into that eye. And build up the layers. Want the eye to look just milky, because it's dead eye, not an alive eye. Right, so the next bit we're going to do. I don't know if this will work or not, but we're going to try and give like a yellow tip to these kind of boils and spots on him. Nothing crazy. Kind of works, kind of works. Hey Retro Skelly, hello mate, you alright? I was focusing not to splodge paint all over this thing. How you feeling today, buddy? You okay? Oh mate. Oh well. Best wishes, mate. I wish there was something I could do for you, buddy. Yeah, just sending good wishes, mate, and I hope things improve soon. Oh, excellent. Ah, nice. Ah, good job, man. Just started playing Magic. Cool. Ah, good. Yeah, the tutorials are pretty good at walking you through sort of those single colour decks, which is definitely where I'd recommend starting, because well, two colour decks aren't too bad because you can kind of get the concepts and stuff, but there are decks that have multiple colours and then even all 5 colours, 5 colour decks. Jason the Bruce, hello mate. Thanks, pal. Yeah, it's all right. It's getting there. How are you, my friend? You all right? It's a hard thing. One thing I will say about painting this airship is it's a bugger to hold. Like I've kind of just settled on the point of I'm going to paint the frog, and they're going to varnish it, and then I'm going to paint the gunship underneath. Because I'm finding it too difficult to not hold a part of the model whilst painting it. Can you do me a favour and accidentally drop colour all over his eyes? Well, I'm trying to make him misty. I want him to look like dead eyes. So I'm trying to mist them out a little bit. So the pupils are going to be more greyish than they are going to be black. It looks too nice. I'm not sure. Well, yeah, I'm sure the camera's doing a lot of that work. So we've got Retro Skelly playing some Magic the Gathering. What are you up to do today, Jason? You up to much? Any hobbying? Good, I'm glad you're all good. Yeah, I wasn't planning on painting today, but sometimes things just work out. Everyone's busy doing their thing. I was like, oh, sod it, I'll crack out the paintbrushes. And these are the last 2 Moonstone miniatures I've got. So I've got the frog airship and the goblin airship, and then the gnome airship. And that's it. And that's my entire Moonstone collection painted up. So 5, 6, 7, 13, 14, 15 miniatures. I'm not far from bed, honestly. I've been lazy hobby-wise, honestly. As soon as I've left aside, as we were supposed to be playing D&D, that was cancelled. I don't know where the rest of my day went. Yeah, nice. Oh, you got a day like that, mate. You go have a lazy day, that's alright. My son James is currently playing Dungeons and Dragons right now. He's found a new little group of mates that get together on a Sunday, and yeah, he's getting his D&D fix on. Always nice. Yeah. Okay, so I think I just need this to dry. I really want this to dry. Please, can we dry now? I'm going to hit it with some... actually, is there anything I'm missing? I don't think so. I think the frog is... Maybe just that tongue bit I want to do a bit of highlighting on. If I can get a pink? Where's a pink? There we go. I mean, I might just cheat and use a bit of Nurgle's rot and sort of like the corners of the mouth and around that tongue, just to give it some wet, rocky look, rather than being clever. Yes, Roger Skelly. Yeah, the football later on. It is the last day of the season. As a Liverpool supporter, today I'll be an Aston Villa supporter. So we'll see. That will probably. I'm under no illusions that I think Man City will win the league today. I mean, what a finish it would be! What an ending to a season it would be if somehow Aston Villa did beat Man City. But I think even the most die-hard Liverpool fan must know that the chances of that happening. The chances of Aston Villa beating Man City are very, very slim. Let's be honest, Liverpool could struggle against blimmin' Wolves. We've come up against teams that we should beat and we end up drawing with, and look at Tottenham. We wouldn't be in this situation if we'd blimmin' beat Tottenham. So got the laptop and iPad set up to watch both games. hammering the hospital Wi-Fi. I like it a lot. Retro Skelly. Truth be told, I don't follow the football much, but a friend of mine is one-eyed Liverpool supporter and is running. Yeah, of course, man. Hey, man, we always we take the rough with the smooth. I've been a Liverpool supporter since I was actually, truth be told, I've always been a Liverpool supporter, but I was really into them when I was about 8 or 9 years old, because I got to meet the team when I was a kid, and just ever since then, even though I live nowhere near Liverpool, so I take the ridicule as well, because I can count the number of times I've seen them on one hand, although I did go to Anfield a few weeks ago to see him play against Everton, and that was good. But I take all of the criticism as well. Yes, they are one of the most successful teams. Well, they've definitely had their dry spells. never walk alone, or whatever that thing is. It's close enough, mate. It's close enough. The problem with having these doors open, because it's a lovely summer's day, so I get all sorts of things flying here. So I now have a big bee in here. I'm gonna have to try and get this guy out because he's gonna get stuck. I'll try and do my bit for the human race. I thought it was a fly. No, I thought it was a bee, but it was actually one of those massive horse flies. The thing can sting you, I think. It was bloody horrible when I got close. The bee just wants to... Maybe. Yeah, well, yeah. And it wasn't one of the nice things, it was one of the horrible things. I've had a bird fly in here once. I had the doors open, the bird flew straight in, hit this back wall, went mental and like trying to get out, and eventually found its way out. But I mean, I thought it was going to cause so much destruction. Thankfully, it didn't. Oh, I've got Blake coming down to visit me. Right, Blake? What's up? What keyboard? Why? What's up? I don't know if I have got the old keyboard, mate. If I have, it's over here. It literally breathes. That kid. Yeah, it did panic a lot when that bird flew in. Yeah, it lost its mind. Thankfully, it got out without being unharmed. Sorry, got out. Is that the right sentence? Got out without being harmed. There we go. Got out without being unharmed. Yeah, still the same sentence. Anyway, it was fine. And no miniatures were broken during its escapade. I don't think so anyway. Any miniatures get broken are normally my fault. Yeah, so the eyeballs now have got that kind of grey, ghosted look to them, is what I was going for. So that's good. I've put a bit of wetness around the mouth, although probably I'll have to reapply it anyway, because when I matte varnish it, it's going to lose all of that effect. But I think really done, I think. For tabletop condition, I think it looks all right. Yeah, cool. So I am going to do what I said. I'm going to grab the airbrush. I'm going to hit it with some matte varnish from the top from here, so that then when it's dried, I can then handle the miniature, then paint the underside. It's too tricky otherwise. So I'm going to turn my airbrush on. Hopefully you shouldn't hear it. Magical noise cancellation should work. Drop of water in here. Yes, that's all dry. Good. I'll grab the old, this is the one I always use, the AK Interactives Ultra Matte Varnish. Seems to do a pretty good job. Yeah, there we go. I think that's him. Right, look at that dry sec. You can see how cloudy those eyes are now. Kind of the effect I want to go. Right, I've got a chest upstairs to go to. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Come on, you Reds. Go on, you Reds. Mate, if we somehow pull it off, that would be worth. That's a celebration. Yeah. So the grey, where I used the grey for the pupil, and then washed it, and then varnished it. Kind of smoked it out a little bit, which is kind of what I wanted. That sort of. I don't want it to look like the pupil's alive. We'll run a little bit of hard coat over it again, so it gets a bit of a glint back, but that will be fine. That won't cause any problems. Right. We'll do a quick little tidy up. That's taken 2 hours to get it that far, but I kind of knew that would be the case. I think these miniatures are going to take me that bit more longer to paint, just because there's more to them. They're a bit more intricate than your standard miniature. To be honest, once I get to the underside, now you've got like a lot of that is metal, and then you've got the guy and the gun, so I don't actually think the underside will take as long. And probably the same with this guy as well. But I'm going to do this like silver and gold. I think it's going to make it look a bit more ornate, but it's not going to be too difficult, that one. This one was harder because I didn't quite know what I was going to do with the frog. I wasn't entirely sure I could make it look the way I wanted, but actually it's turned out all right. We'll give that 2 minutes to dry, and then we'll put the hard coat on it, and then I think we'll probably call it a day. We might actually be on later on because I've got nothing planned this evening. My wife and daughter are at a concert tonight, so when the boys have gone to bed, I might come and do another bit of streaming, play, maybe paint some more, maybe we'll play a game or something. But what would be really nice is that when I get this all finished and painted, so to say it's only these 2 minutes left to go, I'd love to do a live stream of a game and show everyone how Moonstone plays, because the couple of times that I've played it, it's a really fun tabletop game. It's going to be played on a very small table, and the sort of characters are really, well, you've seen all the ones I've been painting, they're crazy looking things, very Jim Henson's sort of workshop type stuff, Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, all those things. It feels very in that vibe, and it's a fun little game. So yes, once it's all painted up, I can make it look really nice on the table. I don't like playing with unpainted miniatures. I know you can, of course you should if you can, and you're happy to do so. But to me, it's like it's all part of it. I much prefer to wait, get it all painted, and then play the game. Which normally means I'm way behind on anyone else who's currently playing the game, but that's all right. Right, there we go. So this is sort of my dog Skip. Hello, mate. I'm just finishing up, to be honest, buddy. But thank you for coming in and saying hello, mate. I will be on later on, and I'm sure you'll be on as well. I should definitely catch you when you go live. But yeah, this is kind of the work in progress. So we spent 2 hours getting to this stage. So I'm quite happy with where it is. Obviously, we haven't touched the actual underside of it at all. And that needs to be done. But you know, the bloated frog airship is pretty much there. So yeah, when the underside's done, and that's going to be mostly machinery, so it's going to be lots of metals and stuff like that. I'm hopefully it'll be a nice contrast to each other. But yeah, there we go. That is the airship done. It means now when it's dried, because I've varnished it, I can hold this whilst I paint the underneath, which will make it a million times easier to paint. So that's the strategy there. And obviously we threw a red down on this just to get an idea of what it'll be like. So I'm going to make this one much more ornate with like golds and silvers and stuff like that for the gnomish people. But yeah, the goblins are going to get this disgusting, undead, bloated frog. So there we go. Right, thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Cheers to everyone who popped in and said hello in the chat. Yeah, I will see you on the next one. It may be later today. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be streaming tonight because there's not much else going on. So I'll be streaming. Now I may do some painting, or I may throw a game on, you know. I haven't streamed playing Elden Ring yet, and I'm still on my second playthrough on that, so if people are interested, maybe I'll put Elden Ring on, or we'll throw something retro on. Maybe we'll do some Commodore 64. But yes, all good. Right, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all soon. All right, cheers all. Bye.